and welcome to this Memorial Day episode of Happy Hour with the Hombre. If you are somebody that has served in our armed forces, our military, in any branch, thank you for your service. And we're honoring you guys today. So happy Memorial Day. And we really do support the troops. I'm a firm believer in that. So so happy Memorial Day. All right. Hey, coming off the review of Kendall Jenner's 818 tequila, things have been a little crazy today, as you can imagine. Some people are not very happy about what I said about Kendall Jenner's tequila. And some people, well, a lot of people are just like, well, that's what we expected. So it's been a kind of an interesting day dealing with comments and stuff. You know, I get those people that,
well, you just don't like Kendall Jenner, so you think that she shouldn't be making tequila, so you're biased.
Which isn't the case. I'm not biased. If Kendall made a great tequila, I would be all over it. But, you know, it turns out that it is not so good. And so if you haven't checked out the review, make sure you do. It is just, people are just watching it over and over again, I guess, and commenting, and it's going crazy, which is good. Because I wanted to get the word out about this tequila before people make a mistake and purchase it. Thinking that it might be good, and also wanted to deal with some of the things like the cultural appropriation stuff that people are bashing her for. I've got nothing against Kendall Jenner. I think the fact that she's making gazillions of dollars off a Ryan Seacrest TV show is great. I wish I could do that. And, you know, all the best to her. She just, you know, jumped into the world of tequila without really researching and exploring and understanding the culture and the history and what it's like to have a really great tasting, naturally made tequila brand. So it's just been a little crazy. I'm the first one to review it, I guess. And it's been great. So, hey, DJ Joey, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for coming today for Memorial Day. Glad you can make it. He had to say, oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's not something that I would buy, but there'll be some people out there that enjoy it. So, you know, all the best to them. Just like there's people that enjoy Casamigos, there's people that enjoy Clase Azul. And, you know, it's really geared towards those people that really like sweet tequila, sweet fake tequila. I can't even call it real tequila. Because it's not real tequila. It's fake tequila. It's like taking, I don't know, taking something like milk, right? And pouring chocolate in it, making chocolate milk and saying, this is what milk tastes like. And the people are like, wow, I really like the flavor of milk. Not knowing that, you know, it's got chocolate added to it and it's, you know, not just milk, it's chocolate milk. Well, that's the same with these additive tequilas. It's not just tequila, it's tequila with flavoring and stuff in it to make it taste better for you, because you probably wouldn't like the regular tequila that they put in the bottle and wouldn't like the taste of it. So they have to dress it up to make you like it and want to buy it and want to drink it. So, hey, hola, how are you? Welcome. Glad you could make it today to our Memorial Day edition of Q&A with the Hombre, which is great. Hope you guys are having a restful day if you're off of work today. Hope you guys had a great weekend and hope you had some good tequila. Oh, talking about good tequila, on Ferment and Still, we're running a special now. We just set up a deal with Yayo, where if you buy 2 bottles of Yayo, you get $10 off. So that if you're always worried about the shipping and stuff, you buy 2 bottles, you get $10 off. So basically your shipping's $15 if you're outside of California. It's only $5 if you're in California. So it's a good deal. Get $10 off, right? And Yayo is a great Blanco tequila. Hey, Bubble Tea, how are you? Happy Monday. Happy Memorial Day. I hope you're having a great day. Hope you're not having to work and can stay home and hang out with the family and enjoy some stuff. We're going to do barbecue a little later today, so I'm happy about that. I always love good barbecue. I came across Dr. Stoner's tequila this weekend at a bachelor party. All right, with the name of Dr. Stoner's, did you think it was going to be good? All right, we're just going to leave that at that. I wanted to know the difference between Caballito Cerrero 46 versus Siembra Valles High Proof. Well, Caballito Cerrero is made by a completely different distillery, and Siembra Valles is made by Cascuin. So there's a difference because they're completely different. Distilleries, so that's what's different. 100% blue agave, smell like weed. Well, it's because they soak weed in it. So I'm surprised the tequila police that
do not put marijuana in your tequila. This is the tequila police. We want to confiscate your weed and have you drink tequila without weed in it. Do you understand? Do not make us come in there and deal with you.
So there you go. Weed is not supposed to be in your tequila. It should be consumed like any other hippie would consume it, which, smoke it or edibles, right? You don't want it in your tequila. Come on. Now, I do not endorse the use of marijuana or other drugs like that. But if you want to do it, it's on yourself. Okay, it's your own body. Do what you do. Just don't get arrested or cause any bodily harm to anybody else. That's all we ask. But if you want to do weed, that's you. I just don't think you should be mixing it in your tequila. It doesn't need it. It doesn't need it. They're both of them are fine on their own.
Oh, I like a little marijuana sometimes, but I don't know if I like it in my tequila, baby. I like my tequila by itself, especially that Resol, because that stuff makes me want to sing. Oh, yeah.
All right. Ubaldo, hola, ¿cómo está, friend? I hope you're having a great Monday. Things a little goofy today, so we're having a little fun talking about weed and tequila and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be an interesting day the way things are starting off with everybody. And then of course, the whole 818 tequila review that kicked off yesterday, that went a little crazy. Had a little bug in my software, so I put one clip in twice without me knowing about it. And I did put both clips up, and I forgot to I took the wrong one, took the clip that had the video that had the two clips in it instead of the one that had just the one. And so now you guys get to learn how it's made twice. So it's not a bad thing though, right? If just in case you missed something, you didn't have to rewind, it just would come again. When is the Salento Blanco review? As soon as I get to it, all right? We're going to be a little while. I've got some other things that are ahead of it, but I will get to it. It's on the list. So don't worry. I will do the Salento Blanco review. Okay, you've already had it, so what did you think? Did you like it? And that's all that really matters, really. You don't need to listen for my opinion on it, but I will review it for people that were thinking about it and want to get it. What I'd like to hear what you think. You've already bought it. You already said you already had it. What did you think? You liked it? So you loved it. So there you go. That's all that matters, right? You loved it. Keep at it. That's all that matters. You don't need me to validate anything. I'm just here to help people with making educated decisions when they go shopping. But if you've already liked it, keep at it. Buy some more. Support the brand. If you didn't like it, that's a whole different story. Then I can tell you what I think, But don't wait for me or, But I will do the review, and I'll review. I've got the Repo and the Añejo too, so I'll do the review on all of them. I just have some other things to do, and my time's been really sparse lately. Otherwise I would have cranked out a lot more reviews than I have. I will be working on quite a few reviews this week, so I'll get more reviews up. But I'm working on also getting a happy hour with the Hombre together with some people, so that could happen as well. All right, so Ubal, this is a great review on 818. I think many people kind of expected to hear the results you talked about. It. Yeah, I think so too. Those that are in the know with tequila and have experienced stuff like that in the past, I think they were understanding it. The Blanco, it was a typical Custodia Blanco, which I'm not a big fan of. Even Casa Noble. It has that swampy, grassy taste to it, but this was it was more on the bland side, where with Casa Noble, it's stronger, more robust on their Blanco flavor. But in this one, it was weak and it was really thin on the Blanco. And then when you stepped into the añejo, it was an additive bomb. I need to get like a big explosion bomb sound effect to use because it was a boom additive bomb. It was all in your face. My whole kitchen. My wife came home from being out with my daughter when I did this, and the first thing she said is like, "Are you baking anything in the kitchen? It smells like cupcakes." And that was just from evaporating the tequila. And so I told her, I said, hey, I did the additive test on a tequila, and she goes, "It smells like cupcakes." And I go, "Oh, you should try it. This is the kind you like." 'Cause she loves additive tequila. That's the kind she likes to, if she's going to drink it, that's the kind she likes to drink. So I poured her a little bit, and she goes, "Oh yeah, this is my jam." So she loved it, which I figured she would because she loves additive tequila and she's not afraid to say it. Hey, Eric, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Hey, I'm glad that you're enjoying what I'm doing, and I'm glad that it's helping people. That's the reason why I do it. It's to help people, help you guys, and to spread the knowledge so you guys can spread it to people you know, or at least share the channel with people you know, so we can get more people in the know, and we can get the good traditional brand tequila makers the recognition they deserve, since they really don't have the budgets to talk about it. All right. So, Malmo, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy my thoughts, and I will be more than happy to share it with you. Just a little patience, please. I'm working on getting these things done. So I've got some ones when people send me products to review, for brands and stuff, and they send me the tequila, they get priority over ones that I purchased and that were on the shelf. So I have to take care of those people first, because I enjoy when people send me their tequila to evaluate, and that way I'm not spending money on it. And I want to make sure I fulfill my commitment to them, which is that I'd give them an honest, unbiased review. I don't get paid for them, but they do send tequila when they're confident in their brand. Other brands that don't do it because they know that I probably would find fault with their brand, or it's not of the quality that they would want, and so then they don't send tequila. So I deal with people both. I get people that are like, "Oh, I want you to try our tequila, so go ahead and send us in a bottle." And they're like, "Oh yeah, no, I don't want you to." After they look at reviews, like, "Yeah, no, it's okay. I'll and I never hear from them." So, and that's just a affirmation that they know there's something wrong with their tequila, and that it's not as traditional and adulterated as they may claim it to be. Because you will get people like, I'm sure there'll be people that will come in and say, "Well, they do it in cognac barrels, and it's in port barrels, and that's what makes it really sweet. It's from the barrel." Which, yeah, no, it's not. That's not from the barrel. That is from adding vegetable glycerin and caramel and vanilla flavoring to it. All right, Justin. Hey, how are you doing? What's the difference between bottom shelf and top shelf tequila from the same enam? Quality of agave, example, Pueblo Viejo versus Reyes-Sol. Well, Reyes-Sol, it's processes, it's quality of the tequila. There's a couple things, they, for the lower shelf stuff, they try to make stuff that's less expensive for cocktails. It's made for cocktails. It's not really made for creating a good sippable flavor profile. Those, they work on the higher ones. Although Pueblo Viejo, I wouldn't really call it bottom shelf because it's good. It's a good budget tequila. Reyes-Sol is, their baby. They use older agave for Reyes-Sol. So with Reyes-Sol, it's a minimum 6 years on the agave. 6 years, was that right? No, I think it's 8 years. 8 years on the agave, and then it ages for 6 in a barrel. Where Pueblo Viejo doesn't have anything that ages that long in a barrel. And then also they use just regular standard agave for that. They don't use the special mature, super ripe agave like Reyes-Sol does. So that's the difference between those two. Other distilleries will use, more mature, higher quality agave for the more expensive stuff, but it's aged longer. And so when everything ages longer, it's more expensive because it took so long to get it, and they only have a limited amount because the next batch comes out, it's got to be aged the same amount of time. Hope that makes sense. Yeah, it was a good question, Justin. Thanks for all that. Hey, you're welcome. Escalade in San Jose. Escalade in San Jose. There you go. You're welcome. I'm glad you like the recommendations, and I hope they've helped you find some good stuff, and I hope you keep watching and share with your friends and your family members. Super chat. Hey, Shaman, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Afternoon on this wonderful Memorial Day, sipping on some Corrido Blanco. Oh, nice. I saw you placed an order for that. That is a fantastic line. And I'm surprised that people aren't more going crazy and ordering more of that. We sold out for the first batch that we had, and everybody was like, oh my God, this stuff is so good, which it is. And I'm glad you were able to purchase some, and I'm glad you like it. I enjoy the whole line too, and I'm about ready to get my second bottle of Añejo. And the Repo I'm about halfway through, and the Blanco about halfway through. So I know it's not going to be much more time before I'll be refilling my load of Corrido. It is a really good tequila, and I did the review on it, and so hopefully if you guys haven't watched the review on Corrido, watch it. It's worth a watch, and it's amazing good tequila. Cristalinos. Yeah, we don't want to deal with Cristalinos. What are your thoughts on Pechuga Mezcal? Any particular brand you might prefer? I like a good Pechuga. It all depends on what you want. There's so many different ways that they do Pechugas now. Not all of them have chicken breast in it, or they use other different kinds of protein. Some use fruit. There's some good ones. The Bozal's got a nice Pechuga. I think I've got like 3 or 4 Pechugas up on my shelf, but I don't remember which ones. There's some good brands with Pechuga. So I'd say, yeah, go for it. I love a good Pechuga. So yeah. Sipping on El Mayor's Master Collection Single Barrel Añejo. Very good. All right. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks for sharing that. El Mayor's, pretty solid brand for the budget stuff, and they just built a new distillery, so they're doing some more interesting things with that brand now, where they're aging in barrels, or they're doing single agave estate blancos. They're doing some interesting things with it. They're doing single barrels too now. I've been offered El Mayor single barrel, but we've passed on it right now because all their stuff is good. I don't think it's good enough to want to do a whole barrel buy for the collective. But I've got a bottle of their French oak single barrel on my shelf. I need to do a review of that, so that's one that I'll put in the queue for review, so you guys can hear what that one's like. Why do stores generally have mostly bad tequila rather than stocking up on the good brands? Is it advertising, money, or the fact that the bad tequilas may be cheaper? It's because the bad tequila. Well, the bad tequilas are the ones that have the marketing budgets that the store owners know about, and that it all has to do with what we buy. More people, when you talk to people, it's like, even I had people who are like, oh, I'm not. They were like, here, let's do a voice with this one.
I'm not buying 818 tequila unless it tastes like El Jimador, which everybody in my group on Facebook says El Jimador is like the best stuff.
All right, and we all know El Jimador is diffused garbage, okay? So, the additive laden 818 tequila is going to taste better than the diffused El Jimador, just because El Jimador is just nasty. It's gross. You can't compare the two. So it's just because that's what people hear, people buy. So stores stock what people are going to buy. You ask somebody, hey, you're going to pick up a bottle of G4? And most people would say, what's G4? That's what I'm here for, is to try to spread the word, get more and more people knowing about Fortaleza and G4 and El Tesoro, and knowing to look for those versus looking for the Cazadores, the El Jimador, the Hornitos, all the stuff, Sauza, Cuervo, traditional Cuervo Familia, all the stuff that everyone knows about because it's heavily advertised by the big producers. They have the budgets for all that stuff. And Patron, I mean, everyone knows about Patron, but Patron, I mean, a lot of people buy it and it's sold in just about every store. So there's some good stuff too. It's not all bad stuff. Yay, Todd, happy Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day to you too. Glad you could join us today. Any comparisons between Corrido and Lalo Blanco? Comparisons? They're both Blancos. They're both Highland agave. They're different from each other. So the Corrido Blanco is very good. It's very good. But I wouldn't compare them because they're made differently. They have different processes and stuff. So Lalo is still my number one, but Corrido is very good. A very good Blanco. Never heard of Pechuga before. Wowzer, that's interesting. Yeah, what they do with Pechuga, it's a Mezcal. And what they do is they put, in the second distillation, they put stuff in the second distillation to add flavors to it. So they'll do like chicken breast, like a raw chicken breast in it, or they'll use fruit, or there's even Mezcal gins out there, which Senior Soto has a Mezcal gin out. It's called MG Mezcal gin. I've got it on the shelf over here, but it's really good, really good. And they put all kinds of the like juniper and stuff in there, with fruit and all kinds of stuff like that, and they hang it in the still so it flavors the distillate. And so with Pechuga, they normally use chicken breast because Pechuga means breast in Spanish. So they use chicken breast typically, but then they also will use fruit. There's everyone knows of the elote, which is the from Vago. They use roasted corn in the second distillation for that. So it's just they add like different elements like that to it to add flavors. And they could do that as long as they put what they added on the bottle, which all of them say what they did with it on the bottle. So, but there's lots of really good Pechugas out there from good brands. You know, I can go and pull a bunch down, but I don't remember off the top of the head, which ones I have. But you know who has a good Pechuga is if you can find 5 Sentidos. They did a mole poblano Pechuga, which I've got a bottle over there. I need to pop it and do a review of it. But it sounds amazing. It's got mole and poblano peppers in it. So that should be really cool. All right, Cliff says he sounds like we should be sharing your video on social media to get the word out on good tequilas. I'd like to walk into a store and have more than 2 choices. Yeah, definitely. That's what I do the videos for. Share them with people. Post them. Say, hey, if you were thinking about getting the 818 tequila, you should check this video out and share them with people. So people can experience that and know about the other brands. Share the channel with people. I have people every day that are like, oh, I didn't know about G4. I didn't know about Fortaleza. I didn't know about El Tesoro until I saw your videos. And now it's my favorite tequila. And that's what I like to hear. And that's why I like doing these videos, because I want to turn more and more people onto things like to distilleries and brands like Escuin, like Lalo, like Corrido, like Ocho, like, you know, all those really good, traditionally made quality brands that are naturally flavored and not laced with the additives like the crap tequila is. Have you tried the mole poblano Pechuga from 5 Sentidos? It's really good. I'm really looking forward to cracking it open and giving it a whirl myself, but I've heard amazing things about it, so I'm super excited. I've got a whole flight of the 5 Sentidos over here that I'm gonna 5 Sentidos, so I'm gonna do the flight on that too. Also, El Bujo has got a bunch of mezcals, that new ones that just came out, and we get them all in fermented still. And I posted a picture because I got like 4 of the 8 expressions that I ordered myself that I'm gonna sit down and have a flight with and taste. that's I'm really looking forward to as well. There's some good mezcals out there. So if you guys haven't jumped in the mezcals and you're thinking about it, let me know, message me, send me a note, and then I can guide you towards ones that you can start with and that you can move on to and enjoy without making the mistake of buying the wrong ones. Because you can buy the wrong one and have it taste nasty and it'll turn you off. And then you'll think that that's what all mezcal tastes like, but it's not the case. They're so different depending on what agave varietal that you buy and what Maestro Mescalero you buy from as well. All right, Ebola's got a question. Some distilleries seem to use good methods to produce tequila, such as cooking in hornos, using tahona, etc. Why would a tequila that uses good production process yield a bad tasting tequila? Well, just because they use the process right doesn't mean that they or use the right process doesn't mean that they use the process right. Right? So I can cook the agave in an horno and crush it and then put it in a still and just really mess it up in distillation, drawing too much tails or not enough tails or not enough hearts, too much heads. You can get all kinds of nasty funk in your tequila by distilling it wrong. Fermenting at the wrong temperature can mess things up as well, and not monitoring and controlling your fermentation can really blow things out of control. Now, what people don't understand is, I won a national championship in home brewing in 2009. I won a gold medal for a beer I made, and it went straight from, finished finals and the regionals all the way up through nationals and to the point where I was a national champion. The only thing I really did, and I won so many awards for my beers that I used to make when I was brewing. I have my whole wall, my garage was plastered with awards, with ribbons for first place and competitions and stuff that I entered. And I was highly recognized as being one of the top homebrewers in the area. And the only thing I really did that really nobody else was doing was really watching my temperature on my fermentation. That makes a big difference. And knowing your yeast and how the yeast is going to react and what kind of results you're going to get under what temperature conditions that you have. I had chillers. I had all kinds of things to keep the fermentation temperature under control and to keep it where I wanted to for the optimum results from the yeast that I was working with. And so when people don't pay attention to those kind of things, cuts, where the cuts are going to be when you first do a batch, you have to know from this batch, I'm going to be, if I do this long, I'm going to be drawing this much heads. And then I'm going to be, in tails for this temperature range for this amount of time. And then, or hearts. And then I'm going to be in tails, start seeing tails at this time and for this long. And you still want to take a little bit of tails, but you don't want to take too much because it starts tasting like funky, stinky cardboard and dirty socks. And so you don't want to draw that much stuff into your tequila. So it's knowing where the cuts are. And, when you have somebody that's making tequila, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're a great distiller and know their still and their processes inside and out, like people like Sergio Cruz does. He's a master at what he does. He knows what he's going to get from his still at what temperature and where. And so he's able to work the processes right. So just because they have the right processes doesn't mean they're working them right. I hope that makes sense. All right, any plans to review Fuente Seca? Because yeah, I do. I have a bottle and it's on the list to review, and that one should be coming pretty soon. So I will have that one out with some good information on it, because I do talk to Justin Lustig all the time, or Jacob Lustig all the time. So I will get that done. Speaking of El Humidor, what's your take of Herradura brand? Herradura used to be really good. It used to be really good before Brown Foreman bought them, and then it went, and now it's garbage. I don't like it at all. It's not good. It's barely drinkable. They say they're not using the diffuser on it, but I don't know. I think they're using it somehow, some way, mixing some stuff in there. I'm not a fan of Herradura anymore. I used to like it when it was pre-diffused, pre-Brown Foreman. It was really good. El Tesoro used to move fast on the Wally Mart and ABC liquor store shelves. Since the price increase, I don't see the bottles moving nearly as much. Thoughts? I think that they ruined people's expectations by keeping the price down so low for as long as they did. They should have been on it and raising the price just as everybody else has been raising their prices. But people still buy it. I still buy it. So it'll go. Don't worry. Oh, thanks. Yeah, it isn't easy. No, that was a long time ago though. 2009. I studied fermentation and stuff a lot. I know a lot about fermentation. I know a lot about beer making and then I've also kind of crossed over that stuff into tequila and the processes. I've spent a lot of time. It's funny. When I went and sat with Felipe Camarena, we really connected because he was walking me through the distillery and we were talking about different things. And so I was asking him questions about his fermentation and temperature. And then we were talking about distillation and drawing heads and tails and what temperature range he looks at and stuff like that. And he was telling me about his cuts and he's telling me about stuff. And so and then I would ask him questions and he stopped and he looked at me and he goes, you know, I have people come through here on tours all the time and I'll ask him, is there any questions? And they all go, no, not at all. And he goes, and I can tell that they don't know what the hell I'm talking about. He says, but with you, I ask you questions and you said, yeah, and you start spewing this stuff out. I know that you know what you're talking about and that you get this whole thing. And he goes, and I like that. So he's like, I like you. And I'm like, oh, thanks. I like you too, Felipe. And ever since that, we've become really good friends. So, but that was something that I thought was interesting is that, you know, I do know about the processes. I do know how it works, the science behind it with fermentation and yeast. And I do know about the cuts and working a still and how that works. And I have questions that I ask people to find out how they monitor and watch things during the whole process. All right. So, have you ever tried San Barvaya's High Proof Blanco? Thinking about purchasing? Yeah, we sell it on fermented still. It's good. Yeah, their Tahona Blanco is really good. Definitely buy it. You know, it's made by Cascaween, so definitely pick it up. We have it on fermented still. We have it in stock too, so it'll go out fast. So definitely pick some up. And that is why I watch your channel, right? You always get an answer that is easy to understand. Thanks, brother. I learned something new every. Oh, great. I'm glad that you learned. And I try to explain stuff to people in a layman's term, you know, so people understand. You know, we all don't know all this stuff right off the bat. I didn't know it when I first started getting into it. You have to know what questions to ask people, and you have to know how to explain it to them so they understand it with no ego or attitude. I don't have an ego and attitude. And I don't think I know everything there is about tequila making and agave spirits. I don't consider myself an expert. I could consider myself an aficionado, and I consider myself somebody who asks a lot of questions and gets information that likes to share it with others. And I, you know, am good at connecting and building relationships with people. So I built a lot of relationships with these master distillers and these people in the industry. And they know I am passionate about their product and I care about their product and I want to help their product by telling as many people and stuff about it. So they, you know, have a relationship with me. And if I have a question, I can ask them and they will give me the answer and then I share it and we're all happy. So that's what I do. I don't consider myself a tequila expert, you know. I don't consider myself a guru of tequila. I just know people that can give me the answers. And I ask a lot of questions and I want to share what I've found out with you guys and make sure that you know it too. So you can tell people and we can, you know, it's like operator where hopefully though we get the message correct, right? Where I tell you something and then you tell 3 friends and then they tell 3 friends and then they tell 3 friends and then and it just gets passed on and on and on. So then everybody is a educated consumer when it comes to buying agave spirits and tequila. Hope that makes sense. And I'm not, you know, blabbing too much. Hey, Eric, how you doing? What's my recommended? What you recommended? Diablito 123 Añejo or Extra Añejo first time trying the brand? Oh, what you recommend? Diablito 123 Añejo or Extra Añejo first time trying the brand? I recommend both of them. I mean, the Extra Añejo is a treat. The Añejo is great too. Start with the Blanco is what I recommend. Start with the Blanco and taste the soul of that tequila line. David Vivanti does a great job with it. It is tasty, but you'll get an idea when you start with the Blanco. You'll get an idea what your base is, what your heart and soul of the tequila line is, and what he starts working with. And then when you try the Repo, you can taste what it tastes like when it's aged in a barrel that's toasted, a fresh, brand new American oak barrel that's toasted, and you can see what kind of flavors it imparts on the Blanco because you've had the Blanco before. And then you move from that to the Añejo, then you can see how much longer the longer time affects the tequila from the Reposado up to the Añejo. And then when you go to the extra Añejo, he moves to French oak, which is a whole different animal. And you can see how special the 123 Diablito is when it's aged in that limousine barrel that he uses for that tequila. It's the 123 line. All expressions are really good. So I recommend starting with the Blanco. That's good. Got my first ferment and still order today. Sipping. Oh, nice. So what did you think of the Sangre Alteña Añejo? It's good, right? You can't beat it for the price. That's easily a $70, $80 Añejo any place, coming from any other brand, any place else. Easily. I'm on a new low carbs, low sugar diet. Any suggestions how to sweeten tequila, lime, agave margaritas? Agave isn't allowed on the diet. Stevia or monk fruit sweeteners. Why would you need to sweeten tequila? Don't sweeten it. Just drink it as it is. Problem solved. My store just got El Tesoro Añejo, which I'm enjoying, and now they have extra Añejo on the shelf. The extra El Tesoro extra Añejo is fantastic, and if you find the Paradiso, that is a treat too. So make sure you look for the El Tesoro Paradiso. The whole El Tesoro line is solid. I love all expressions. I keep all expressions. You can see them all right here. Look here, right behind me. See, Añejo, extra Añejo, barrel select, Repo, regular Repo, and the Blanco. They're all lined up right there. I keep them all on my shelf. El Tesoro is great. I love it. It's good stuff. I'm more into Añejo rum and bourbon person. I'm more, okay. What tequila would you recommend to have on the bar for friends that love tequila Blanco? That love tequila Blanco, Añejo, or extra Añejo? For friends. Oh, your friends love tequila and you want to know what tequila they should keep on the bar for them. Well, it all depends on where you live and what you have available. Is if you're buying it at the store. If you're shopping on Ferment and Still, pick anything. Anything on that store is you can't miss. It's great. And it's made for agave and tequila lovers. That's what I created it for. It's anything on there is well made, lots of good flavor. It's you can't lose with it. Just so you know, it is fermentandstill.com. It's built for people that want well-made, great tasting tequila or mezcal or agave spirits. So anything you pick on there, just start on the tequila section first until you understand what you're getting into when you get into mezcals and sotos and bacanoras and raicillas and stuff. Yeah, Paradiso is really good, right? It's really good. Hey, thank you, Mark Trinidad, for the super chat. Cowboys, I'm wearing my Cowboys Tequila Hombre jersey, which Mark's wife made for me. They did a fantastic job. I love the jersey. It is my Tequila Hombre uniform. So whenever I'm working a Tequila Hombre event or doing a review, I will be wearing my jersey because I love it. It's fantastic. And if you guys want a custom jersey for your sports team, whether it's soccer, baseball, football, whatever, I will put the information, the link in the description after the video, so you guys can check them out and place an order for your custom jersey as well. Yeah, 123 Repo is super tasty. It is very good. It's one of my top repos by all means. It is fantastic. I love it. I drink it a lot, and so I definitely recommend it. The Repo's great. It's very okay. Great. I'm glad you enjoy it. Yeah, it's good for the price. You can't beat it for the price. I mean, it's cheap. It's a very, very, very good. That's why it's my top budget line, because the quality of that is unparalleled at that price range. It really is. Yep. Paradiso's great. I know, Bonnie. I love it too. It's a treat. Mark, I do sip my tequilas, but a real margarita is a nice change of pace. I'll experiment. Yeah, experiment. Let me know. That sounds good. If you can't use agave nectar, then I just would do lime and tequila, and that's it. Yeah, Galindo, did you try it? I know you ordered some. Did you try it? What did you think? That Galindo's good, right? That's a treat. I love that. All organic and stuff. Now it's being discontinued, so we've got like the last of the stock on it. So get it while you can. We made an arrangement with the distributor, the importer of it. They're not going to be carrying it anymore. The head of the Galindo family passed away, and so they're unsure what they're going to be doing with that brand. So they're kind of just dropping it, and it is a fantastic tequila. I love the Blanco. I bought several bottles myself just so I can have some on hand here when it disappears. So I'm not left without any, because it was really good. And if you haven't checked out the review I did for Galindo, make sure you check it out, because if you like Blancos, it's a treat. You guys want to try that one. Just like the store. Oh, great. I'm glad you did. I hope you find something that you like on there. Any questions or anything, message me and let me know, and I can help you with anything on that as well. Can't go wrong with El Tesoro Blanco and Añejos. Your tequila education buddies will like it. Your tequila, there you go. G4 Fortaleza are also good. There you go. There's a bunch of good brands out there, so I wouldn't just limit it to those. There's lots of good brands, but there's lots of bad brands too. So if you go to Ferment and Still, you can go write a list down on anything that's on that site is going to be good. And then you go to the store with the list from off that site, and you can pick any of those, or you can just place an order on the site and have it shipped to you. We ship all over across the country. So you said that you used to be a bourbon drinker in the past. What made you change over to tequila and agave spirits? Because bourbon started getting crazy. People started getting stupid with bourbon on prices and stuff, and gouging and trying to find stuff. And when I was down in Mexico, I was at Timeshare. I think I told this story. And I started tasting the good tequila down there. Actually, it was, the sweetened stuff. And I was like, oh, this isn't bad. Some of it reminded me of bourbon. But then when I came home, I was doing more research. Because when I get into things, I go like into things. I don't just like dabble in stuff. And if you don't believe me, I'll have to show you my Lego setup out in the garage that we started during the pandemic. That's a whole different story there. But I started getting into it and learning more and researching, and then I started tasting the good stuff. And then after that, I fell in love with it, and I fell in love with the culture. After my first trip down there, the people were amazing. The culture is amazing. I had just the blast learning about all this stuff, and I have really good friends now in Mexico that I can go down anytime. They take care of me when I'm down there, drive me around, you make sure I'm safe in their country. And they come here. I do the same thing. I invite them to my house. They stay here with my family. We go out and do things together. And I've just really fell in love with the spirit and the culture and the history and all the people that are involved in it. So that's how I came from going from bourbon into tequila. And now tequila is my primary drink. I don't drink anything else. That's all I drink is tequila. You won't see me sipping on any bourbon or anything else. Although I will have tequila that's aged in bourbon barrels, because, it's best of both worlds, I guess, right? Without all the crazy prices. What's your favorite Blanco? Right now I'm in the 40% level. It's Lalo is my favorite Blanco. I think Corrido is probably a close second, with Mi Genta and Yayo in there, all tied for second. I probably have about 10 that are tied for second. So there's a lot of good Blancos out there. I don't like to try to pick one to be my favorite. I, drink whatever I'm in the mood for. Sometimes I'll say, hey, I want a Yayo, or hey, I want El Tesoro, or hey, I want Lalo, or hey, I want this. I don't just say, well, this is my favorite, so this is the only one I'm buying. I don't do that. Because I enjoy them for different reasons, different flavor profiles that I enjoy. I don't have to like the same flavor profile all the time. If that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. So I wouldn't really say I have a favorite, but Lalo is like the one I recommend if you want something that's really, really easy to drink. Just understand that when you pop the top off that bottle, half of it's going to be gone before you put it back on top because it's just so easy to drink. Bandero is my go-to Blanco right now. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It is a very good Blanco. Bandero is very good. I was thoroughly impressed with it when I tried it. I was thoroughly impressed. I enjoy it. So I will definitely always keep a bottle on my shelf. Glinda was good. Yeah, it's good, right? It's delicious. I couldn't believe when I tried it how good it was. And then I'm like, wow, this is really a really good quality Blanco. So I'm glad you liked it, Garrick, and we've got more. So if you need more, feel free to place an order. We'll get it out to you. Happy holidays to you. Question: do you experience different taste profiles with the same tequila at different tastings? I seem to do with XAs. Yeah, it changes. Yeah. There's different things that you can taste at different times, depending on how long it's been open, and extra añejos, like French oak aged extra añejos and stuff, they'll actually change in your glass while you're drinking them. So yeah, they change. Absolutely. They don't stay the same at all. That's one thing I like about them. But after it sits for a little while, then it will normally remain pretty consistent through the rest of the time. It's just when you first open it and then give it a chance to breathe, that it will change a little bit. But then, you can normally go back after that, and the taste will remain pretty consistent. And if it changes too much, then it's probably because it's getting too much air or sunlight or heat or something. But it will open up and it will change when you leave it in the glass. I've been sipping in Fortaleza, and it's time to move out of the valley back to sweeter Highland tequila. There you go. I prefer the Los Altos tequila more than the Valle tequila. But there's some good of both. But I tend to have a preference towards the Los Altos, the sweeter, more fruitier agave. Opinion on Clase Azul Reposado.
Do not drink Clase Azul Reposado. They use additives in it to make it taste sweet and caramelly, and it is not what natural tequila tastes like. If you like unnaturally tasting sweet additive-laden tequila, then drink it. If you want a natural tasting, good quality tequila that's not going to give you a headache, then try a different, well-made brand. That is all.
There you go. Have you tried La Gratona? I have. It's okay. I didn't think it was that great. I thought it was okay. It's kind of an interesting flavor profile to it. It's not something that I would revisit again. I got it when it was at Costco. They had it on sale at Costco. It was okay. It wasn't some people rant and rave about it. I didn't think it was that great. What about you? Did you like it? Did you like it, Carrick? I'm not a big fan. It was okay. All right. So, good questions, you guys. I hope you guys are enjoying the information I'm sharing today. Let's see something real quick. Yeah, if you guys haven't tried Galindo Blanco, you should. We have it in ferment and still. It's really, really a really good. It's organic too. It's a really good Blanco. I enjoy it a lot. Yeah, and the same with the Corrido. The Corrido brand is surprisingly good. And we've got that too on ferment and still. It's really, really good. All right, Eric wants to know, what is a good natural tequila that I can in a regular store, no liquor stores where I live in Lake Havasu. Oh, you're in Havasu City. Oh, okay. In a regular store, El Tesoro is like in all the bunch of stores, grocery stores and stuff. You could probably find El Tesoro there. Or you could try Altos, Omeka Altos. It's in a weird kind of square bottle. Grocery stores have those normally. I'm here in Riverside. So I'm in Riverside County. So I'm like 2 or 3 hours away from you there in Lake Havasu. Not that far. I've gone to the river a couple of times. I don't remember what I bought in the stores though, but they have some good tequilas in the stores there in Havasu City that you can pick up stuff. I think even the liquor store on the Avi reservation, I think they even have some semi-decent tequilas there. I don't remember right off the top of my head, but yeah, El Tesoro's good. That's owned by Beam Suntory, so that's like everywhere. Altos Omeka is good, and if you wanted to, you can look at I'm drawing a blank on the name right now. Oh, well, I just stick with Altos and El Tesoro. My brain's kind of dead right now. All right, Justin, is there the same concern with additives with mezcal? Says no, there isn't, because you can't add additives to mezcal, so you don't have to worry about that. The only additives you can do are like with pechugas and stuff, where they add the flavorings by putting like chicken breast and stuff in them, and they have to put them on the bottle. You can't do additives without putting it that you are adding additives on the bottle. So that's one thing that mezcals do that I wish tequila would do, where if you put anything in it besides just a natural mezcal, you've got to put it on the bottle so people know. I was waiting to hear your Grachoni opinion. But so you haven't bought it yet. I'm not a fan, so I didn't know if you bought it or not. I'm not a fan of La Gratona. It had kind of a weird taste to it that I wasn't a fan of. So it's a pass for me. So but if you feel inclined to try it, I'd love to hear what you think of it. I always like to hear people's opinions as well, even if they're not in agreement with what I think. I accept opinions from everybody. And we do the same thing in our group, as you know, Garrick. We don't bash people for their opinions if they like something. Just like the person that asked about Clase Azul Repa, if they like that, if they like the sweet tequila, that's great. Enjoy it. A lot of people do. Artificially sweet, artificial tasting. It's like the chocolate milk of tequila, where they put flavoring and stuff in it to make it taste good. They put it in a really nice fancy bottle. The bottles are cool. And then they charge you a lot of money for it. And it's not worth it. And I don't like tequila that's that sweet. It's just too cloyingly sweet for me. Same with Casamigos and well, the 818 tequila that I had yesterday. I mean, literally my whole house smelled like vanilla cupcakes. It smelled so good. And it tasted good. It was so sweet and stuff, but it's not how tequila should taste. It's not, and that's where I have an issue. It's like, okay, well, this isn't tequila. This is like cupcake flavored alcohol, which, is not tequila. It's not what tequila tastes like. And that's where the issue is. Didn't taste bad. It tastes good. Just lots of additives to make it that way. And that's not what tequila's about. If you can't taste the agave and the fermentation and what it's supposed to taste like, then it shouldn't be on the shelf. My opinion. I'm entitled to it, right? Just like everybody's entitled to theirs. All right, so what did you guys think of the 818 review? Is there something you'd rather me do differently, or did you like the amount of information I included in that? Did you like, that I remained kind of unbiased on it and gave it a fair shake? I mean, what did you guys think? I'd love to hear what you guys thought. I really tried to keep it a level head on that, and give it a fair shake, just like I did the rocks. And I had people that told me with the rocks tequila that, oh, you were just out to hate the rock. No, I'm not. I love the rock. I've always loved Dwayne Johnson. Every movie I've seen, every movie. I was never a wrestling fan, so I didn't like him as can you smell what the Rock is cooking wrestler? But I always loved all his movies and stuff, and I loved him in Moana. He was great. I love him as an actor. I love him on the Showtime show he's got, the Ballers. I love the guy. I think he's great, and I think he's a classy person. It's just he just totally struck out with his tequila. So I was hoping that the tequila was good, because he talked about doing all this research and being a lover of tequila and going out and researching and doing all this tasting. And so I was like, oh, okay, maybe he's going to be doing it right and it's going to come out good. And I was hugely disappointed in the video. So when I did the video, so what's a good introductory tequila to teach people who like Cristalino or tequilas like Patron? How can we educate them? Well, get them on El Tesoro to start. It's a very good introductory tequila. It's not very expensive. It's very appealing to many different people's palates. I'd start them with El Tesoro. Just with Cristalinos, tell them what it is. I mean, when I tell people what a Cristalino is, they're like, really? It's filtered and then they put flavoring in it to make it taste good again, and then they charge me that much money for it? They get mad. So that's all you got to do. But just get them on the good, move them towards G4 or Fortaleza and El Tesoro. El Tesoro is the one I recommend a lot because Beam Suntory puts it everywhere. It's everywhere. You can find it everywhere. It's not as hard to find as G4 and Fortaleza and stuff like that is. It's everywhere because it has a big name like Beam Suntory behind it, but it's still very good quality. Any idea when after we'll get Cascanas blended XAs? Yeah, when they come out. They haven't come out yet, but yeah, as soon as they come out, I'll let you guys know. They're Cascanas and I are tight. Matter of fact, I just had the CEO of Cascanas over. You guys want to let in on a secret? All right, I'm going to do this, but keep it on the DL, okay? You guys got to keep it quiet. All right, so this is the Cascanas Extra Neo that's coming out, the blended one. It is I have a bottle to do a review on, but I'm told not to do it yet because it is not in the country yet. And so they're going to let me know when I can do it and tell you guys about it, but it's coming. So soon, hopefully within the next few months, before the end of the year, it all depends. It's coming though. So I have a bottle. So I'll do a review as soon as they give me the approval to do it. Well, good. Cliff, I'm glad you enjoy the honesty. I try to keep it unbiased and honest and not cause any problems. Hey, thanks, Todd, for the super chat. I appreciate it. If you guys don't know what these super chats are, these people are doing, if you look below the chat box on YouTube there, you'll see a $sign. If you click on that, you can do a super chat, and it helps support the channel and all the stuff that I do. YouTube takes a third of it, and then the rest comes to me to help me with covering my costs for all the software that I use and the hosting and stuff for doing these live feeds and the video software that I do use and stuff like that. So it helps me cover the cost that I have out of pocket for putting all this videos and stuff together on the channel. And it's very much appreciated. When you do it, your question, your comment that you do stays on the screen longer. And I always give you priority for your comment or your question when you do it as well, because I appreciate your support in supporting the channel. So that's what the super chats are. You just click the $sign below in the chat box there on YouTube. Bonnie says, giving it a fair shake makes us respect your people. Well, good. I'm glad. And it's, you know, they're not biased. I don't get paid for these reviews. It's just my honest opinion. And you don't have to agree with it. It's just an opinion. Everyone's got opinions. Mine is just like anybody else's, just a little more educated in some respect, because I, do a lot of research on the brand and the information and what they're doing. And then I just give you my, opinion on what it tastes like and smells like and stuff based on what I've tasted and smelled in the past from other tequila lines, which I've got 500 here in the room. So I've tasted and smelled a lot of tequila. Agree with your thoughts on the 818, but it is what I thought it would be. A lot of people said that same thing. They said they expected it to be like that, which, I don't blame them. I mean, there's a lot of that stuff going around. People are trying to get the quick buck. They're trying to get the George Clooney, $2 billion or whatever, $1 billion. And it's not going to happen. Any updates on Lalo 100? When I get an update on that, I'll send it out. I don't have any updates, but I sent out an update on the barrel buys just recently, and that was all the information I have at this time. So if you're in on the barrel buy email list and stuff, you'll get the review, the updated information as they come out. If you're not, you can go to tequilabarrelcollective.com and join. It just puts you on the email list. It's free to join, and then you can get emails from me on barrels that we're doing and when they're available and what's involved in them and stuff and the pricing and all that stuff. As I get that information, I send them out to everybody. So the 108 proof is going to be an exclusive batch for the Tequila Barrel and Agave Collective, and it's in the process, so it's going to be a while. Don't expect it anytime soon. It's going to take a while. So, assuming fermented still will not be stocking, no, it won't be stocking 818 tequila. We vowed to do no additives and no diffuser tequila on that site, so 818 will not be on it. Hey, thank you, Brooks, for this $5 super chat. I appreciate the support. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you being here and being part of the Tequila Hombre community. It means a lot to me. Hey, Ubaldo, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. You're welcome, and thank you. Thank you. Ubaldo, I always appreciate when you're here with your comment and insight and your information that you share as well. You're a welcome part of the Tequila Hombre family, and I'm glad that you come and show up for these, and as well as for the Happy Hour with the Hombres, and that you participate in the channel and watch the reviews. I appreciate you, and I appreciate what you do to help the channel. So thank you. All right. Any newly subscribed, enjoying all this information? Well, great. Brooks, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome to the Tequila Hombre family. As a Tequila Hombre channel subscriber, please, you can message me anytime with questions. People do it all the time. If you go to the Tequila Hombre on Instagram or look up the Tequila Hombre group, Facebook page, you can message me through either of those anytime you have a question. I'm more than happy to answer your questions for you and help you in any way I can, okay? That's the kind of things I do for my Tequila Hombre family. And it drives my wife crazy because I'm always constantly getting private messages and stuff from people, but I love doing it. And she knows I love doing it, so she lets me do it. So you're welcome to the family, and I appreciate you. All right, Todd, I showed you your surprise for the Cascanas Extra Añejo blended. So just keep it on the DL right now, okay? We're not going public with that big time. It's just between me and a 30 friends and stuff. That's just us group that we're talking about it. In Cancun, tequila selection is sad. Refuse to drink it. Just order Jim Beam, white label, and Coke. Forgive me. I mean, hey, you're fine. I'm the same way. When I go to places that don't have good tequila, they're like, "Oh, you want to drink?" I'm like, "Sure. Let's see what kind of tequila they have." And I look at me and go, and it's like Don Julio and you know all this other stuff. And I'm like, "Yeah, no, you guys don't have a really good tequila." And they go, "Oh, we got 1942." I'm like, "Oh, that's not good tequila." They go, "It's not. It's top shelf." I'm like, "It's not good tequila. I don't want it." So I just drink Diet Coke or Coke Zero or if I'm in the mood for a bourbon, I might have a bourbon. You know, do Jack Daniels, Jack and Coke, or Jack Daniels or something, or you know, something not too super expensive like some of these bourbons are these days, which is just ridiculous. All right, I absolutely love Cascana Single Barrel XA, so hopefully the blended version will be almost as good, but a lot cheaper. Yeah, I'll get you more information. I already know what the price is going to be on it because we talked about it with them, but I'm not supposed to disclose this. I'm supposed to keep it a secret, so I will keep it a secret until it comes out. But just be patient; it's coming, okay? And I'm sure it's going to be good. I'm sure you're going to like it. You ordered two. You ordered two what? What did you order two of, Jesus? I don't know what you're commenting on. Hey, Garrick, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it, and I'm glad you appreciate the views. Dude, I appreciate you being here and being part of the Tequila Hombre family and being part of the Tequila Talk group. I enjoy your comments and your participation, and I hope that the information that I share with you is helping you in your journey. And I wish I had somebody like me to help me on my journey originally. So, but welcome to the family. And you know, I'm always here for you. You message me, and you know how to PM me and stuff. I'm anytime you have a question, just ask. I wanted to personally thank you for your 818 review. The truth is, the way she also handled the marketing is so disrespectful. I don't think it's disrespectful. What do you think was disrespectful about it? I mean, it's just not any different than any other tequila line out there. She's just marketing to her audience, to her people, right? The message is different. You're not her target audience. You're not who she wants to sell this tequila to. People need to understand that. We're not her target audience. She's not targeting connoisseurs. She's targeting the 20-something-year-olds that follow her and are part of her what do they call? What's it called? Army or group? What do they call their followers? You know, their armies or their Kendallators or whatever they call those people. She's not targeting towards you. So yeah, you know, you don't like the message. It's because it's not geared towards you. It's geared towards her fans and the people that follow her and hang on every word and want to do what she says they should do. That's what's made her a millionaire, you know, several times over, very rich. She says, buy this makeup, they buy it because they like the way she markets to them and stuff, right? Is G4 good tequila? Yes, it is. It's very good. G4 is a very good tequila. The whole line's solid. Blanco, Repo, Añejo, Extra Añejo, 5-year Extra Añejo, 55-month Extra Añejo. All very good. Even the 108 proof Blanco, very good. Everything that Felipe Camarena does out of El Pendillo is good. So if you haven't tried G4, you owe yourself a bottle to try and enjoy because it is really well made, really good quality, solid tequila. Have you considered reviewing Tres Agaves? Seems like a decent quality budget tequila with good distribution. It used to be really good. It used to be really good when it was out of Orete, but they moved now, and it's not as good as it used to be. It's kind of disappointing. But it used to be good, really good when it was out of Arete. Arete did good with it, but then Arete didn't want to make any more contract tequila, so they dumped it, and now it's not so good. Best real mezcal with worm. Yeah, I don't drink mezcal with worm, so unfortunately I can't answer that for you. I stay away from any mezcal with worms. That's just a touristy gimmick thing that they do. There's no good mezcal should have a worm in it. Why did Milagro brand go down in price? Any idea? Used to be $29, now it's $22 at Total Wine. Maybe they scored a good deal on it. Milagro just got their own distillery, so I don't know what they're doing with it. I'm not a Milagro fan. I don't like Milagro. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good quality at all. I don't have any Milagro here in my tequila den, and I won't, because I tried it and I just was like, actually, you know, I'm wrong. I do have a bottle of Milagro, but it's the one with the glass cactus inside, and I don't drink it. I just like the bottle with the glass agave inside. That is it. That's all. That's the only reason why I have it. It's the private reserve Milagro, but I won't drink it. It's not good quality tequila, in my honest opinion. I had water with lemon at Daiquiri Deck because of their tequilas were all. There you go. Yeah, it's like, oh, my wife is happy when they're like, oh, the tequila selection here is really bad, honey. I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay, you can just drink soda or whatever, and I'll drink wine, and you can drive. So I'm like the designated driver at a lot of places we go where they don't have a good tequila collection. And then when they do have a good tequila selection, then I have to say to my wife, I'm going to have some tequila tonight. She's like, okay, I'll drive. But I'm the designated driver a lot, just because a lot of places we go, their tequila selection is not good. All right, gotta go. Thanks for a great show. I'll see you. Yeah, definitely, Todd. See you next Monday. Thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed it. Always good to see you, Todd. I ordered G4 108 proof from Fort Lays Still Strength from your website, and I received my product in 2 days. That was fast. Gracias. You're welcome. Yeah, you must be here in California, because it ships very fast in California, since we use a overnight service pretty much. You get it like the next day. But I'm glad you got it fast. I'm glad you got it safely. And, you know, we'd love to have more orders from you if there's other stuff that you see on the site that you want. We'll take care of you. Yeah, worm debunked. Yeah, worm was a touristy thing. It's a tourist thing. It's a gimmick. Real good mezcals do not put worms in it. Scorpion puts a scorpion in it. There are even some guys posting pictures of ones with a rattlesnake in it and stuff. It's like, come on, just drink a good mezcal. It doesn't have anything in it. You don't need all that stuff, all the gimmicky stuff in it. I bought Additive Tequila Extra Añejo last. Ooh, and it's so sweet. Don't like that. What is a great Extra Añejo that's not honey caramel taste? Well, there's a lot of them. Try El Tesoro Extra Añejo. That's a really good quality Extra Añejo. The 123 Diablito is really good too. You bought the Additivo is additive lace, so it's got all kinds of additives that they put in it to make it taste that sweet and syrupy. It is not natural, good tasting tequila. It is. So I don't blame you for not liking it, because it's just overly sweet. Same with like Cava de Oro and Clase Azul. They're all like overly sweet. So El Tesoro Extra Añejo is where I'd start. You can find it everywhere. It's a very good Extra Añejo, well made, balanced flavor profile. Won't have all that cloying sweetness to it. And when you try it, let me know. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts and whether we did good. If not, I can recommend some other things if there's something about that you didn't like. So let's start with that one as our gauge on what your palate's like and what kind of things you like. Maybe not mezcal with worm, but in Huatulco, I sampled many a mezcal with cricket or grasshoppers. Yes, it was delicious. And yeah, crickets and stuff, but they don't put it in the tequila. They serve it with the mezcal, with orange and salsa gusano on it, or chili pepper. But yeah, the crickets are something that they'll serve the roasted crickets along with your mezcal, which is interesting. I didn't mind the crickets that much, but I can drink the mezcal without the crickets. The orange and the chili pepper was kind of interesting too. But did set my mouth on fire while I was drinking the mezcal, which is kind of interesting. But I just like, I'll do orange slices without the chili powder on it. And maybe some salt of Gusano, which is like the worm salt on it, which I think adds an interesting flavor to the mezcal. But most of the time I just sip the mezcal by itself neat. I don't normally add this stuff to it. Thanks for good info. Watch you a lot. What's the best tequila under $30 in your opinion? Under $30, Sangre Alteña. Sangre Alteña, Blanco or Repo is the best. It's my number one budget brand. You'll see the video on the channel. Look for number one budget brand video. You'll see it. It's very good. Super chat. Hey, thank you, Shaman, for the super chat. Hey, thanks for spending your time. You're welcome. Love all the great. Well, I'm glad you love it, Shaman. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you being here, asking questions, and contributing to the community. You're a valued part of the Tequila Hombre family, and I appreciate you, and definitely appreciate you supporting the channel. Thank you. And if I don't say that enough to you guys, I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for watching the videos, for sharing it with people and getting the word out about the channel. And thank you for showing up here and asking questions and making these episodes fun and exciting and informational for people. Because without you guys asking questions, I'd just be sitting here by myself, and it'd be like, hello, where is everybody? I want to talk tequila, but there's, hello? I'd be here like that the whole time, and I don't want to be like that. I love talking to you guys and helping you, and I'm glad that you're here. I appreciate all of you, and anytime I can help you with a question or something, please feel free to DM me or PM me or whatever, and I will answer any questions you have, okay? That's my vow. Espinita is not bad for under $30 as well, right? But Sangre Alteña is my number one. Espinita is like 28. Sangre Alteña, I think right now we were selling it for $19.99, which you can't beat. And it's just the flavor profile is so good. What is a good beginner mezcal to start with? I recommend Los Vecinos del Campo's one. Burrito Fiesteros, very good. Their artisanal is very good. Very inexpensive, but full flavored. Mezcal Local is very good as well. Not smoky at all. All these ones that I'm giving you are very minimal smoke. Lots of fruit flavors to them. Very good. I recommend those. Los Vecinos del Campo's, distributed by Sazerac, so it's all over the place. And then the Burrito Fiestero, a little harder to find, but it's starting to show up more. We have them all on Ferment and Still, so if you want to try to order a mezcal, you can order mezcals from us on Ferment and Still, and we'll ship it to you nationwide. So you can definitely find it there. All right, guys, we've gone about an hour and 20, and I think that's good for a Memorial Day show. So I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys now and go spend some time with my family and have some dinner and stuff before we all have to go back to work tomorrow. Thank you so much for showing up and asking questions and being part of the show today. I appreciate it. Any questions at all, like I always say, you guys, feel free to PM me or DM me, and I'll answer any questions I can. If I don't know the answer, I'll get the answer for you. And then make sure you watch out for some more reviews that I'm going to be doing. Make sure you've clicked the subscribe button and the bell next to it for notifications, so you get notified anytime I come live with any of these episodes or I post any new review videos. And until next time, like I always say, you guys know it, life is too short to drink bad tequila. Salud.